Okay, so for this one we're going to be setting up with our hand on the wall in the anterior direction, and then we're going to put the medial bias on it. So you should be familiar with this by now, in that I've got my hand low on the wall, slight bend in the elbow, and I've got my correct hand pressure. So weightless heel of the hand, all of the intent and pressure going through the knuckles, the palm, the knuckles and the fingers upwards, but very little pressure going through this heel, if any at all, to be honest. Okay, so once we've set up there, we've got a slight bend in the elbow, we walk our feet away and we sag our hips through towards the wall to make sure we're challenging our base of support and that our arm is taking our full weight against the wall, okay? Now, all we're going to do is add that medial bias. So once you've sagged your hips towards the wall, I'm then just going to move my body across so that my arm stays still on the wall, but my arm kind of comes into this cross-body adducted position, which is going to bias all of those medial structures on the inside of the arm a little bit more, okay? So we set up, we sag towards the wall, we've got a good bend in the elbow, we've got good hand pressures through the fingers and the knuckles. And then sag my hips through towards the wall, I shift across right up until I feel like, yeah, that's pretty challenging. I make sure I've still got good hand pressures. And in this position, I'm just going to be tapping my heel on and off the wall there, which is going to add some oscillatory movements. Now, the thing that you don't want is as you add in this kind of dynamic movement, you don't want your hips to start centralizing again or pulling back away from the wall. So as you're doing these heel taps against the wall, make sure that you are keeping your hips sagged towards the wall and you're still challenging your base of support, keeping that arm in the cross-body position.